Greetings, friends and fellow rebels. Excuse me if I flail a little bit. There's a lot of flies as a result of it being the middle of summer after a heavy rainstorm. So we've got a bit of a situation in regards to both insects and cats. We'll work around it. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of couples working together, whether it be you and yourself holding different roles, or you and another person holding different roles with different spiritual gifts or alignments coming together to create more. Now, I've talked about the true Trinity, the real Trinity, the mother, the father, creating a child, the union of opposites. Our planet, the power base of our planet, is based on duality. Duality coming together harmoniously to create mother, father, child, the divine Trinity, the true divine Trinity. Now, that sort of dynamic comes into play in many regards. But in my discipline, one of the more basic and more powerful alignments is when you bring together someone with the manifesting gift and someone with the gift of true sight, seeing true, a seer. Because putting those two together increases the value of both. So, let's say you want to manifest something, make something happen. You bring in the manifester. The manifester is like the captain of a ship. You know, he's going to make sure that that ship gets from point A to point B and not get lost along the way. That's his job. That's the manifestor's job, to get from here to the place where what's desired has happened. Now, the seer can't be a manifester. A manifester is someone whose energy is electric. They throw their energy out to ground the energies of what has been visioned, to bring it more solid, more grounded, more solid, more grounded, until, boom, it's here. We can experience it. Whether it's creating a business or building a house or making a child, whatever it is, the manifester makes it happen. But there are many other people in the world doing the same thing at the same time. And sometimes what one manifester wants to create is the opposite of what another manifester wants. And at that point you have conflict, you have intensity, you have potential warfare. Who prevails? Is it the most powerful manifester? Not always. Brute strength isn't always the answer. Is it the most creative person that comes up with the tricky solutions? Not always. Cleverness isn't always the answer either. But both of those types of manifestors will benefit from having an alignment with a seer. Because what the seer does is anticipates the best path to take from point A to point B. They can see if there are going to be obstacles, if there's going to be bad psychic weather, bad energy weather, if there's going to be some unusual, unforeseen event, or perhaps some seasonal event. They are the navigator. For a ship to get where it needs to go, you have to have the captain to get it there, to know where we're going, and to make sure that that ship gets underway and keeps going. But you also have to have the navigator to chart the course. Sometimes, in some situations, some weather, some tides, you can't go straight from point A to point B. Sometimes you have to take the long way around. And the navigator can increase your chances of getting there safely or at all, and decrease the potential of damage taken on your way to your destination. So, you have one person holding manifestation, they're electric, their energy goes out, it forges a path, and you have another person holding the seership. Their energy is drawing in and analyzing. They're magnetic. They're pulling the energy in, and they're looking at everything to decide the best way, the best course. They can see far, far, far ahead and know we can't go that way. Let's take this direction. Oh, can't go this way. Then it's going to take longer, but we better go that way. Sometimes the manifestor doesn't want to hear what the seer has to say. These are two very different energies. The seer tends to lean into there is a certain amount of destiny and fate, and you have to take that into account. And that's generated by your past choices and the choices of others within your situation, within your sphere, within the web of the weird around you. The manifestor, by nature, has to be self-possessed. I decide what my fate is. I can make it happen. I can power through it. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what I did in the past. I'm doing this now. A good manifestor has to believe in himself. But a really good working, a really good, successful is when you have the partnership where they respect each other, where they work with each other, good communication with each other, where they work together to get where they need to go, where they can trust each other, where each one listens to the other, where they trust each other, work together, and get where you need to go. So, when you decide you want to do something, your gut's not too sure, or it's complicated, or it's big, or it requires a lot of resources, you, the manifestor, you partner with a seer. And the two of you, they look at the variables. They lay it out, whatever their technique for doing that is. They look at what variables are present, and they give you counsel on the best course. Yeah, you can do that, but there's this problem over here. Or, yeah, it looks free and clear. Go for it. Make sure that your seer has a good track record. And if you're the seer, make sure that that manifestor communicates with you and respects you and will listen to you even when they don't like what you have to say. That's the balance of the partnership. Before you forge forward with your manifestation, you take a spiritual look. And if you're not somebody who can do that, you get a partner who can. You get a friend who can. You get a relative who can. Somebody you could trust. Somebody who's never lied to you and somebody who's told you the truth no matter what. And you listen to them. And you work with them. Big projects require foresight. And as we get closer to the rarefied air of ascension, as the earth continues to spiral up, it's going to become more important than ever to listen to our tie with Source, to act on it, to work together, because mercy is collapsing. And mercy is that buffer zone between when you ask for it and when you get it, for when you set out for it and when it arrives. It gives you time to course correct. And that buffer's collapsing. It's collapsing. We're getting things faster. And we're getting things outside of the consensual reality bubble. The idea that certain things can't happen. Well, guess what? Now they are. And that's going to keep happening. It's going to get even more intense. So let's practice before we get to that point. Let's practice it. Join with someone who has the complementary gift to yours. And chart your course. Before you take the step of putting your spiritual energy out to force something to happen, check in. And then check in again as each step that you take, you check in. Now, you can't find someone who you can trust to be your manifester or to be your seer? There are ways to do it within yourself. But that's a topic for next time, and welcome to the woods.